Okay, welcome to this webinar from iJewel3D. This is the second episode. Today we'll talk about materials, basically materials, how in iJewel you can create your materials, how you can create also unique look and feels with the gem materials, inclusive inclusions, and maybe the first thing, why is this a very interesting part from my side? I'm goldsmith. I learned many years ago. I learned goldsmith. I come from the jewelry edge corner, and we made designs for wedding bands. We made the photographs. We post-produced it before, and that was a big thing. Photo session with post-production just went. It took days just for a couple of rings. So what we have now here is amazing. And also for the one that think that still we need a photograph of, because we have a certain surface or a certain um, structure in the gold. Today is the day where you can see how to do that, so that we also can cover this. Okay, let us move forward. I'll share the screen right now. Okay, share. And let us go here. So what we are basically talking about today, last time, we actually had the possibility that inside iJewel Design, that you have two possibilities. You can edit it in a mini editor that we was discovering last time with presets, materials, all available. But today we're talking about Playground. So let us open it in Playground, and we have now this ring here. So maybe the first thing that we want to discover, when you click on a ring, on an object, it will have a red outline here. And it will open up the picking section, and you can see the material naming layer. This is metal 02. And you can have here the access to the colors. So you can change the colors. You have the whole bandwidth of colors if you have aluminium or whatever. This is here, but let us stick to, as example, a color like that, gold color. And the second very important part is the rough material. So the roughness is actually, you can make it that it looks like paper, let us say like paper or shiny. And the metalness is also kind of, this will look more like plastic, and you have here the possibility just to make it a little bit more softer, more metallic. These two sliders are really important. So we have here the roughness and the metalness. So for here, I can show you that we have as example here different kind of presets, presets of the brushed material, or we have the hammered material. And so what is good to know, that here in the right panel, when you go down, you see tree planner. So in this tree planner, you can actually scale the maps. You can see when you want to have it hammered a little bit more large or a little bit more lesser. This is here. The blend is actually when you have a rounded surface. When you have edges, it's not needed, but sometimes it needs to blend from one side to the other, and therefore is the blend to have kind of a smoother result here. And here is the offset when needed. So in this material, you actually can see how is this material created. You can actually see we have the material naming layer, we have the color, we have the roughness, and we have the bump normal. So let us go to a neutral material here. Let us say, again, white gold, yellow gold is fine. So we have here the possibility that here you actually can see that you can a material as example materials that replace. Let me see. Okay, we have here put this a different here. Maps. Here you can edit the materials. Let us start from scratch again. So we have this white gold material. Then we can add a material. Let us say from here. When you have as example materials here, you just can add them here. And now you can see that you can add any kind of map. So this works fine. Afterwards, you have the possibility to have a rough metal, roughness map here. And let us add a roughness map here. And this is here. And let us put as example this one here, roughness map. And so what this roughness map will do, it will just create the material that it's partly shining and partly not shining. So you can create any kind of map here, what you want. Plus, you can have a bump map. This is the bump normal map. And let us add a bump map here as example, this one. And we have here two possibilities, just a normal black and white JPEG map, or we can add a normal map here. And here in the bump scale, we can display the jewelry with a certain bump map, what you want. And the most interesting thing is here, it is possible that when you apply the materials that you will not see them because there is no UV mapping, so no UV map coordinates. So therefore, I suggest the tree planner. And when you activate the tree planner, you actually can see that it automatically creates a very nice and smooth result here. And you can scale the tree planner with the mapping. So any kind of structure or map you want to create, you can do this here. The only thing is what I suggest, creating a material map like that. So let me show you what I normally do. And this is here. Let us say we want to have this marble map. It can be for semi-gems or different materials. So maybe this is a photograph you made. And what I suggest is creating first a rectangle part of it. Let us say like that and like this. So you have this, and normally there are several ways how to do it. I suggest to work with, let us keep this together, 512. So if you want to have even more details, you can go to 1024. 512 and 1024, they are the numbers that is you get better performance when you use these sizes for the maps. And then you say, okay, now we have this one here. Now you go to, as example, filter. We will need a seamless map. So we can see here where is it, and then wrap around. So what it actually did, it created here a seamless map. So let us go a little bit closer like that, and we can see the lines here. What I normally do, there are several ways to do it, but let us go just for a quick solution that we just stamp it here. Just stamp that the edge is disappearing here. Everybody can do it the way he's used to. There is no rule. This is just a quick part. So we actually can see no seamless maps here. So like that. So this looks good. If you want to control, go again to filter, other, offset, and okay. Maybe you may see some issues like here as example. I just cover this or here, something like that. And then you save it and marble 1B as example, huh? And then save it. So, and then you save it. Okay. And now we have this marble here. And what I normally suggest is you can drag and drop here in the, let us go again, maybe to ceramic and put a ceramic material up here, like that. And then let us drag and drop here in the materials this map that we just created. And map here. Okay, so we have it's applied, and then we go to tree planner, apply the tree planner. Now we have the map here. So whatever design you do, whatever gemstones you need, or whatever wooden materials or gold surfaces, you can do it like that. And what I also suggest when we are already here, just please create, let us do a second one. And let us create here adjustments. We go to hue saturation and just make it a grayscale map here. And then what we can do is just to crunch it a little bit up that there will be more whiter and blacker parts. As example like this. Okay, and this you can use as a roughness map. So save it again, and then we can say here marble and yes, and then save. And so you actually can see here that when you apply this roughness map here, let me see where it is, roughness material, that here, roughness map, that you can even have a more, let us say, look and feel that actually is accurate to the real material, because in the gemstones some are more shiny and some are less, and without roughness and width you can get a bit more real feel. If you want to have a bump map or use it as a bump map, you can also see the edges as a bump map. So this is what makes iJewel extremely convenient, because in Playground you can create your own materials. Once you create them, you just can download here as a PMAT, and it will create your map that you just always can apply for other materials. As example, you want to apply this material or this one up here with the same material, you just drag and drop it. You say yes. It should be applied to all, and then you say yes, and then you have it here. See that? And so once you create your material, you can apply them for other objects or products. What I would like to show you here also is something else. So whatever you do here as material for gold, for whatever, you can do that here. So let us, I want to show you something interesting also when it comes to ambient occlusion. So let me show you this ring here. We call this model Ramona inside iJewel. So actually, a lot of our visualization started with this. And sometimes you just can see here that between the gemstones, it's too dark. Let us go to post-processing, and you actually can see here in SS ambient occlusion without, it looks like this. With, it looks like that. But sometimes you see it's just too dark. So you can increase the intensity here, or you can play also with a fall off. So that, as example, with the fall off, you actually do not see the shadow parts so dark. So you can play around with this. This is also for the materials, extremely good and important feature, this SS ambient occlusion. What I also wanted to show you is how to someone with an iPhone just make some scratches here. um, may I ask the iPhone user not to or to disable these functions here, please, with a rubber or whatever. So maybe you have also, thank you very much, iPhone, really appreciate. So when you have as example jewelry, like silver jewelry, and in silver jewelry you make you blacken it and then you polish over it. So we have something interesting here as materials. Let us go here to the materials. I want to show you as example what we have here. We have the same thing with the roughness and metalness. All these materials, these are presets. And you can see how beautiful it is. Let us make the render a little bit more better, a little bit more sharper. And you can see here how amazing these presets are. So what we actually have here is layered materials. So I'd like to show you this. So click on the object. So the picking is coming up. And here in layered materials, when you go down, you actually can see here, this one here, that we can enable it or disable it here. We have cutoff. So when should the color or the darker start? You can also change the color here. So we can have for when it's, as example, silver. Let us do this silver. So silver is pretty white, and the roughness metal, it's metalness, and the roughness maybe it's not too shiny, but something like this. This could something look like silver. And let us take another light map so we can see it a little bit better. Let us go for this one. Yes, this looks nice. And let us go with the light a little bit lower, and the light we can make it here, the environment intensity, the light map, we can make it a bit darker here. So, and here you actually can do this layered material. You can change the color, or when it's, as example, black, you can change the roughness, scale, and step size. How intense should this be? As example, we can see it here. So we have exactly this material that in the where it's lower, it's black, and the surfaces are more polished. So this is the layer materials. So another metal is, as example, when you have watches and you want to have this anisotropy effect on your watch. We have here, as example, a watch, and then we have here the dial, and you actually can see here the anisotropy. So how to do that? So this may be interesting. When there's a glass on the front, and when you click once, it selects the first one. When you click twice, it selects what is under the first object. So you can see that here. And let us go. We have here the possibility to change the color, whatever color you want to. Some like it a little bit more goldy brownish like that. Oh, this is beautiful. And then we go here to anisotropy. And here when you see enabled, look like that. Enabled like that. Factor, here you can change this whatever you like to. And also there's a noise factor here. And this is the texture. I like to show you when you have no texture. Maybe we're looking that you can have access to it. You can have different maps, anisotropy maps that gives different effects here. And here, what I like to show you, we have a sampler. So the repeat is 1. You can make it as example 5 and 5. So you also can get really interesting structures. And it was 1. This was also looking extremely good. And here you can make any kind of structure here. Let us put 10 to 10. And then it will look like that. So this is also a material inside iJewel that you can have advantage. And look how beautiful it is. This is it's amazing. I'm fascinated. Okay, this was for the metal. So now we just go to we are a little bit late in time. I want to show you the gem presets. A lot of gemstones, you have access to them, or you have your presets. But what I want to show you is today cabochon. So for the cabochon, if you have a cabochon, a gemstone, we have here like gem cabochon amethyst. So you can change it, and you will see that the light map, it looks like that. And I want to show you that here we have actually in the diamonds section here, we have the environment for the light map for the gemstones, but we have an environment 2. And this environment 2 gives you can load your own environment maps, whatever you want. You can try it out. Maybe you have a star sapphire or whatever. With a certain light map, you can make really good effects here. And then you go for environment 2. And so you have this environment for cabochon. Environment intensity, you can bring it more down. You can the environment rotation offset, whatever. That's here. I like kind of this look. And then you have also dispersion, but it's not very visible here. You just can see it a little bit. Then the absorption, you can make it lighter or darker. That's here, the gamma, whatever you want to. RGB boost is as example when you want to have a rose pink diamonds. As example, we have this one here. So we change now the color. So that was for cabochon. We change now the color here for a little bit pinkish. But maybe you say, I would prefer to have it a little bit more reddish. And here the RGB boost is red, green, blue light. So if you just enhance this to, as example, 2, now you can see the difference here. 2, you see it's more kind of more intense. So whatever you have, emerald, sapphire, you can boost the red light, the green light, and the blue light in these values here, or you can lower the values to get the look and feel what you need for your gemstones. This is also interesting when you are want to go for inclusions, even in cabochon. And then gonna go to environment 2. You can get really kind of very nice results here. Intensity, let us go back here. So it will look like that. Whatever. And As we know, in inclusions, we're working with maps, inclusion, roughness map, inclusion maps, surface roughness, the surface roughness when you want to have cracks and edges inside on the surface. And then we have the normal map for the surface. We have the inclusion normal map that is inside. And all these maps, they are editable, and you can scale them here and change them here. Bump scale. I just recommend to be here extremely low, kind of like 1 or 2, so they will be very fine, especially when you have the close-ups. When this value is too high, it do not look good. So it kind of looks nice. And we are here all in real time. You have to imagine we are real-time rendering. So this is amazing. So another feature is rainbow gems. So let us I prepared this ring here. And we have here the rainbows. So what is important is we can actually see that here we have dia 22. So this is dia 01, and this is very important. You have to number them kind of like the object number. We're talking here about the object number. This is kind of like, you can call it round, just round or whatever. Round 01, round 02, whatever. So we can see here they have dia _. So let us get a nice metal here. Click one, and then we have inside this E, we have rainbow diamond coloring. And then here we need to write exactly the same name, kind of dia _. It is a small I, dia _. Okay, then how many rings, objects or gemstones do we have? And here in our model, it's kind of 22. We make a one loop, and what I kind of like, not too intense, I go sometimes a little bit somewhere here. And then color all items. First we have to make it a diamond. Sorry for that. First we have to make it diamond, then color all items, and voila, we have the rainbow colors here. And so you do not have to color every single one by one, just do it here. If you have a bracelet and you want to have more loops, just write here 2. And then color all items. Now you can actually see that we have here a loop of 2 rainbow colors. So this is amazingly helpful when you have a set. You have rainbow colors. You do not have to assign all colors one by one. Just one click and you're done. Okay, so what we also have is pearls. So let us talk with pearls, about pearls. I'll just reload it here. And let us get this spring ring again here. And I'd like to show you, we have here amazing pearl materials. So you can have from golden color pearls to perlmutt. We have different kind of perlmutt colors here that you actually can see how they look like. And there's also Sweetwater. And for this Sweetwater pearl, we have this amazing material maps. And you actually can see here that there is also a roughness map, and there is also a bump normal map. So you can add any kind of bump map that you created to create these pearls. And also we have here the tree planner. So whatever you plan to have as a pearl, you can change the structure with the tree planner. Triplanner. Tree planner. Okay, and then here what is for the pearls, very interesting. We have here the thin film layer. So this thin film layer, when we go closer, you can actually see the shininess. Here's a little bit more pinkish, here's more green. And this is the thin film layer. So the intensity, you can crunch it up, the intensity, whatever you want to. Plus, we have more intensity the thin film layer has, more it overrides the color of the pearl. As example, if you have a greenish pearl color like that, so the thin film layer may over cover it, but when you go a little bit lesser, you just can still see how this looks. So you can do your pearls however you want to. And here the ruby. When you see the ruby here, maybe it's a little bit too opaque. What we actually have here, go down to inclusions and just lower here the blur radius so it will be more clear like that. And here we have the beautiful emerald gem inclusions. They're here. Here, semi gems. Just 1 minute, and then you can ask your questions. For the semi gems, we have here the gems, but here in other, you can go up and you can see here that we have enamel, fabric, leather, wood, ivory, semi-precious gems. So we have here agates, different kind of agates, and then we have lapis lazuli. We have turquoise material here, 3 different kind of turquoise materials. And the interesting part is you can add your own material here, whatever you plan to have or whatever, make a photo of your gemstone and drag and drop a seamless map inside here, and you will have exactly what you're looking for to make your jewelry unique with your touch and feel, with your materials, and you'll have a lot of success. Okay, so now I'm just stopping sharing the screen. Okay, and I'm open to your questions and answers. So I'll have a look in the chats. Okay. We were unable to use the promo code for iJewel Advance. Arpan, if you're here, or Ruchi, can you just take a look at that? And Safia Memon, please write at contact@ijewel3d.com. And if you have any issues, we will answer you there to get it ready. And then can we have the link for the YouTube channel? The link of the YouTube channel is when you go to YouTube, iJewel3D, just iJewel3D. Then you will find our YouTube channel there. Okay, if 2 objects have the same name of material, Oksana3D is asking this. If 2 objects have the same name of material, but I want to separate them, is there a way to do inside playground or to only reload the object? Basically, it's like that. We recommend to create the material naming layers inside a 3D program. It's much more faster and it's much more easier. But if, as example, let us say, I'll just make you this sample, how you just, if you want to have a quick solution, I just make a share screen and I reload this one here and I just go select the object and we have Solimation, Halo. I think here we have situation where if you just change one material, it will change all. Okay, now you just want to change the upper material. Okay, let us go like that. And let us choose another background. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so what you can do is just download the DMAT. Then apply the DMAT to the selected material. Then apply material, yes. And then apply material to all objects using this material. You say no. So what you can do now is you can rename it kind of 0gem2. And now you can apply a different material here without affecting the others. So this is just a kind of a quick shortcut for when there's just one gemstones. But I do not recommend it to do it like that. It is good to have the right naming layers. Okay, I hope this was answered. Then is it possible to round off the sharp edges of the jewel? Yes. Actually, there's a special webinar for all these post-production, and this will be covered in the webinar for post-productions. It is possible, so you do not have to bevel the edges, but stay tuned, and you will know how to do that. Huh? Okay. Is there any specific computer configuration needed to make the interface work easily or effortlessly, or specific internet speed? It's like that. It works even on a cell phone. If you have a flip, a kind of bigger screen is always better, but you can use a tablet, a cell phone. It works everywhere. When you're kind of going for renderings, kind of you want to render high-end images, better the graphic card is, better the CPU is, faster it gets. It do not get better, it just get faster. So if you even have a slow PC, no problem. You'll get the same results, just a little bit slower, maybe in 5 milliseconds and not in 1 millisecond. That may be just the difference for it. Okay. But we recommend Chrome. We recommend to use the Chrome browser. Mozilla, Safari, it works, but sometimes it's just better to use the Chrome browser. We recommend that. Can you explain a bit more how the diamond shader works? Absolutely. This is a really good question. And I want to share the screen here and show you following. So let us go back here. So we actually can see iJewel is a renderer that renders physically correct. So if you look here, let us go for, yes, we can stay here. If you go here to, when you click on the object in picking, you can see diamond material. You can also see the colors, so you can change the color here. You know that already, but here is a very interesting feature is dispersion or refractive index. So for a diamond, it is a 2.42 actually. This is the physically correct diamond render for refractive index. We have the gamma, this is just for the look and feel, but then we have also transmission. So let us go here for the metal yellow gold. And when we see the transmission here, we actually can see that you can see the gold behind it. See that? That's a transmission. We have the reflectivity. So when you have, as example, render watches, you can lower the reflectivity of the environment. And then we have here ray bounces. We recommend to use number 5 of ray bounces. This is how many times the light will be calculated inside the gemstones. And if you, as example, have a hero image, you have to render out a hero image, I recommend kind of 10. And here in 10, you see much more details of the diamond. But when you, as example, want to send it to a customer and there are many diamonds. Just for performance, it's kind of better 5 or 6. 6 is also fine, but we do not recommend to go too high. Instead, you have a good iPhone or whatever, then it's no problem, no issues. But maybe a weak cell phone may be causing to some performance issues, but it's not that bad. And this is the diamond oriented lighting. This is just the alternative light setting. You have 1 or 2. You can choose it here. So I hope that was covered. And now can we show that rainbow diamond dia thing once again? We have in our on our YouTube channel, when you are on the iJewel and put rainbow, search for iJewel rainbow, there's a tutorial how to do it. Okay. I don't know if I'm good looking opals. Any tips? Opals, we're working on amazing opal shader. It's absolutely in the pipeline. Sooner or later, we will have it for opals. Okay. Then will you get the code in Discord channel on announcements channel? Okay, this is our part. You have any other questions coming up? If no, I'd like to say thank you very much for attending this webinar. Next time in the next webinar, we will look about scene crafting. Scene crafting about HR for realistic moods. How can you make the look and feel from iJewel extremely photorealistic? So how can you get really the best of the best of it? And this will be the scene crafting and showroom scene setup, shadow reflection, camera positionings. This will be all discovered in the next week. So we can achieve with iJewel 90 to 95% on a high-end photographed jewelry. So, and in milliseconds. So be tuned for next week. That will be also very.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, thank you everyone for attending this lovely webinar by Robert. So there are queries about coupon code that would be shared on our Discord channel with the recording of the session on our YouTube channel as well. Coupon code would be valid for 1 day after sharing. We would also love to hear back feedback from you. The feedback form has been pasted in the chat. We would really appreciate if we can get some ideas, how any further more what you want to tell us to improve this series further. Please fill that form. For any other query, always feel free to reach us on our Discord channel in the questions group or suggestions. Our team is always eager to answer you over there. Just after the session, Safia, we will be sharing the coupon code probably by tomorrow morning with the recording of this session as well.
Okay, it was a pleasure meeting you and looking forward to see you next week. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.